On this episode of Listen Dude podcast, the dudes get serious about the Andrew Tate controversy, the state of social media, and cancel culture.
Dressed up as, we're going to go as Ted and Karen, Mike's parents, you know.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
And
that's actually, you got the right glasses for it.
Yeah, I know.
You got the right glasses.
I actually look like Bob. I'm a bigger guy, and I had the white. Here, I'll show you a picture.
Which one's Bob?
Bob's the guy who died in season 2. Bilbo, or Sam.
Bilbo. Yeah, Samwise Gamgee. Samwise, yes.
Samwise.
And Little Rascals. Not Little Rascals.
Dude, what is wrong
what's
with
the
you?
movie? Hey,
yeah, the Goonies.
The Goonies.
Yeah, I kind of look like...
No, I think it... Either way, though. It looks fine.
Maddie's hair looks perfect.
Yeah, that's
for
perfect.
80s.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun,
Yeah, she
man.
sent like a selfie on Snap or something. I'm like, that's 80s right there. That's perfect. That's awesome.
And here's that rash that I had.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It's better. It's gone now, though.
I'm glad you had fun.
Lately, I have been getting into yo-yoing. Okay, this is a Merlin by Yo-Yo King. So
it's a Merlin?
Yeah, it's called a Merlin.
That's a fish. Oh, that's Marlin.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Drink your apple juice.
I will.
And so we were at Dollar Tree like a month ago. And I was like messing around because here's the thing: if Maddie makes me go into stores I don't want to go in, I just get in this mood where I'm like, I'm gonna mess with you.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
because you're bored.
Yeah, I'm bored.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want that yo-yo, and she got it for me. And it's a typical yo-yo. You put it down, it comes back up automatically. I was like, this is dude. We'll watch a show and I'll be in the back and I'll be yo-yoing. I'm like, this is awesome. So I finally bought like a semi-pro. It's
like
not
a legitimate,
yo-yo.
somewhat legit yo-yo. Yeah.
And you get into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like Balls of Fury. It's like there's like an underground yo-yo league. You
ever slinkied? Oh, you're in for a treat, man. They have those at the Dollar Tree?
Yeah.
Get a slinky.
We'll
have some slinky battles. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Have some slinky fights.
Well, I'm glad you're finding a hobby now.
Well, one of many, but this goes deep. Okay, there's like little cylinders in the middle, and they can be narrow or wide, and that depends on whether it's a responsive yo-yo or unresponsive. So the pros who do all these crazy tricks, they have an unresponsive yo-yo. You have to create a bind to bring it up.
Yeah.
Whereas a typical yo-yo, it comes up automatically.
Right.
And there's, dude, it's intense. So I'm just learning how to do a proper throw is what they call it.
Sure.
A straight throw, and get it back up. And then I found a way to I watched this guy on YouTube, and he can get this yo-yo started from nothing.
Dude, they fling them around like nunchucks.
They are so crazy.
Dude,
and
no lives.
Man, I'm gonna get there.
Dude, come on,
I'm
man.
gonna get there.
No.
Yeah, and then there's like a little rubber O-ring in there too.
Yeah.
And this one came with other strings. Like there's a whole method to it. But anyways, I've been yo-yoing. It's pretty cool. Actually, in fact, usually before Maddie goes to bed, I'll go in the room.
1998 all over.
I'll go in the room and I'll do a little yo-yo.
You know what?
Show
You should yo-yo with rollerblades.
Oh, dude!
While slinkying in one hand.
Get the slinky.
Yeah.
But that's.
And you also are Mr. Potato Head building with your feet. That'd be the 90s right there, man.
That would be the 90s. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
What's new with you?
Nothing, man. Just chilling. Dog's doing good. 11 weeks old. Come here, Cruz. Come here.
We actually went on a walk with you yesterday.
Yeah.
Around
we went on a walk.
Stockdale.
There's old Cruz. There. No, he's doing good. A lot of training. Training's going good. We're still working on leash training and other things, but no, he's actually doing pretty solid. Like, I've realized he's smart. He's not a dumb dog at all. He's a pretty smart dog, and he usually can understand. Give it like 2-3 tries, and he gets it.
That's great.
He's smart. That's what
you wanted. That's what you wanted. You wanted a smart dog.
Well, that's why I wanted to get this breed. He's a purebred. Oh, I got him. He's registered for the American Kennel Society, and I'll have to show you when we're done with the podcast. I got the official certificate of pedigree that shows all the family in case
really
down the road I want to stud him out.
Yeah.
I have to have all
To
that
show that he's a purebred.
to show that he's pure, and that's why I went with a purebred. And I spent the extra money to get a purebred because I wanted to know what I was getting. Everything that I've read about this breed, I've come to see, realize is 100% true. Wicked smart.
Cool. Good.
All he does is like he wants to please me. He wants to do what I say.
Yeah.
So he's extremely loyal. Of course, he's 11 weeks old. He's got the puppy stuff and going on with that, but he's doing really good. Like, gave him his first bath the other day. Did fine.
He's getting his shots this week, right?
Yeah, I'm going to take him to the vet to get his second round of puppy vaccinations and stuff like that. But no, he's doing good. He's doing good. But we have a sponsor. We do. We have a sponsor.
Okay. After the sponsor, I want to talk about the game. I want to do like a little 5-minute session of the gaming scene, video games.
Oh, okay. But yeah, quick plug.
Quick plug. Is that who the sponsor is?
No.
That would be a good sponsor.
That would be a good one.
We'll get in touch with them about.
Yeah, we'll get in touch with them with a quick plug.
Quick plug.
But have you ever had? I think I speak for a lot of girls on prom night and on spring break. Sometimes you have a pregnancy scare.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's not really a trustworthy way to find out.
Okay.
It's like there could be false positives and stuff like that.
Okay.
Well, today's sponsor is brought to you by Shaquille O'Neal's pregnancy test.
Shaq's got one of them.
Shaq's got one of them. And why wouldn't you want to get a pregnancy test done by Superman himself? It's 100% accurate.
That's true.
He's totally trustworthy. So Shaquille O'Neal's pregnancy test. I think they're at CVS now, and at your local McDonald's too.
I have been
because
what
like it's like 3 a.m. What's open?
McDonald's?
A McDonald's
Exactly.
and a Waffle House. Marketing idea. They need to sell pregnancy test at Waffle House.
I like that idea.
I mean, you need to get in there.
In fact, I think most pregnancies happen at a Waffle House.
They could.
Yeah.
They could. Just depends on how slick the bathroom floors are that night. But
Yep.
Thank you, Shaquille O'Neal.
Thank you.
Shaquille O'Neal's pregnancy test, and thanks for this sponsoring today's podcast. But back to business here. Back to business. So we're going to talk about the gaming scene for a little bit, and I'll let you take it away.
Video games. There's a lot of drama going on in the video game scene right now.
Gasp.
There's a guy who plays Call of Duty, okay, and he supposedly has evidence that these other big-time streamers cheat and people who are on big-time teams. And he's kind of a phony right now. I mean, he's told people that he's going to reveal, call people out, and he's only done it to like 1 or 2 people and then keeps dragging it on.
So he hasn't done anything yet.
He has to one person, but then no, he hasn't done it.
Okay.
It's just a big marketing ploy, pretty much.
Sure.
Xbox acquired Activision Blizzard, the people who make...
They did?
Well, they're in the process of acquiring them, the people who do Call of Duty, World of Warcraft.
I didn't know Activision did World of Warcraft.
It's Activision Blizzard. So, yeah, they do World of Warcraft. They do a game called Diablo, which has a big following. And there's some drama going on with the head of PlayStation. His name's Jim Ryan, and people are calling him Crying Jim Ryan because
it rhymes.
Well, it rhymes, and not only that, apparently he met with the board in the UK who's in charge of approving big acquisitions. Pretty much they want to make sure that it doesn't get rid of competition and create a monopoly. Phenomena.
Sure.
And stuff.
Sure.
And he met with them in private like a month ago to complain about it and get his worries out. So they call him Crying Jim Ryan. And he's worried about Call of Duty becoming exclusive to Xbox, which is funny because
I would too.
He has exclusive games too. Spider-Man, what I'm trying to say is he's pretty much being hypocritical about it. And a lot of the Call of Duty maps coming out are exclusive to PlayStation for a while. So it's pretty much it's a lot of hypocrisy. Xbox has promised to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation for 3 years after their current contract.
Okay.
So it's a lot of hypocrisy. So that's something that's going on crazy. Last weekend, the Modern Warfare 2 beta dropped. And we got our first look into the Modern Warfare that's dropping this year. And I liked it. They could definitely improve on some things. I thought the footsteps
It's a beta.
I thought the footsteps were too loud. I like how you can't really slide cancel. There are some issues that I've had with Call of Duty.
So what's your take on slide canceling? Because I've heard from other people that I know that's like, I'm so glad they took that out. And then for some people, and then I've heard that everyone has said, whether it's a streamer or people that I know that play games or play Call of Duty or something, they're like, I'm glad they took that out. When I was playing the beta, I kept trying to trying to do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that I couldn't.
You know what? So slide canceling is not that big a deal to me. What I hate more are people who jump up and down when they shoot you.
Drop shots. And drop shotters. I hate drop shotters.
So drop shotting, I think they may.
I don't think it shouldn't be in the game. I just don't like it.
Well, I don't like it. Yeah, no, that's true.
Right,
I don't like the jumping up and down.
It's one thing that pisses you off.
What they should do is make it to where if you drop shot, which I think they might do in this Modern Warfare because they did it in Call of Duty years ago, where when you try to drop shot, you put an arm down, you're shooting everywhere, and so it's not accurate.
Oh yeah.
And with jumping, they can make it to where when you jump, maybe you're gonna. I don't know. They could do something, but I liked it. I'm very excited for it. It dropped. I can't believe it was October.
Mm-hmm.
Maddie and I are getting married next month.
I thought it was November of 23. I'm just kidding.
I gotta ask her. No, we are about a little like a month and 2 weeks away, and she's having her bachelorette weekend in 2-3 weekends, which I'm gonna hang out with you. We'll do a podcast or maybe 2.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna go see Black Adam. I know you don't want to, but I'm buying your ticket, so we're gonna go see that. And
I don't need you to buy my ticket.
And then
I'll go see it.
And then my bachelor weekend is the weekend after that, and that's when Call of Duty drops. And I'm excited. I can't believe it's October though.
Yeah.
It feels great outside.
It's pretty wild.
I mean, this weather is amazing.
No, yeah, walking the dog. Yesterday when we went to go for a walk.
Yeah, beautiful.
We walked a few miles, didn't we, yesterday? And
Maddie said like 3 miles.
which is great. And
That was
I wanted
awesome.
to keep going. I wanted to keep walking.
Yeah, I didn't mind it, yeah.
But Stockdale, so if you guys ever want to go, I meant to text you and tell you guys before you left, but I was going to text you and I didn't do that. But I was going to say, if you guys have like a park over by your area you guys want to go to on Saturday morning, let me know. I'll go.
Okay. We'll have to do some research. There are a couple,
It
maybe?
doesn't have to be a dog park. I just want to.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's just like a playground.
Yeah.
You're just doing laps around the
It's just
playground.
55-gallon barrels of kids jumping off of them and throwing and rolling them.
I told Maddie this. I think next time we do that, I'd like to go earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe 8. Because I like getting my stuff done earlier in the morning is what I found.
It just feels good. It's a good way to start the day,
Yeah,
just to go out for a nice walk. And Stockdale Park, I believe, it's beautiful. But I wish there was more walking trail there. It is more designed for runners and bikers because they got the off-road stuff and that stuff that's off like pavement.
Yeah.
But I liked it. And
Little mister here dropped a stinky dookie.
oh, he dropped a good old diarrheas.
I tired him out.
Right in front of Maddie. Right in front of Maddie. She's on the phone.
Literally.
She just goes, oh, she's
like,
on the phone with someone.
Yeah, she sees him drop
funny.
trout,
That's funny.
as they say.
Okay, are you good on gaming stuff?
Yeah, I mean, did you have any opinions on Modern Warfare 2? Are you excited?
I am excited for it, but I don't know, man. I feel like the gaming community as a whole has been kind of disappointed the last 3 years.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't set my hopes really high, and I don't set my expectations as high as I have.
Right.
But we'll see. Playing the beta, I only had about 3 hours in it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. Yeah.
Didn't you say something about the time to kill rate?
It was a little fast for me.
It was a little fast for me too. I mean, seriously, like a
crank
pinch.
it up. Yep.
Pinch. And then I think it'll be solid and it'll
agree.
be right on it. But other than that, I thought it was actually really good.
You know what we need to do is after the wetting, we
Sure.
need to have Nick back on to talk about Call of Duty.
Yeah, because if you saw that podcast of Nick, what's his name? Nick
Rich.
Nick Rich. Okay, yeah, it has a 1 in it for okay. And he said on that podcast, have me back in 6 months and I'll have doubled my viewership.
He'll have 50, I think is what he said.
Or he had a number.
Like
He had a number in there. So I want to see him do that. I want to see people. They make a goal, man. I want to see him at least get close to it. Set your goals.
Here's another thing of gaming news. I would love to have Nick on there to talk about the Pioneers and stuff. Well, the Pioneers are the local esports team for Kansas City.
Right.
They even have a Pioneers Day. It's an official like kind of holiday. It's a day for Kansas City.
Sure.
Nobody has school off. Okay. Nope. You got to go to work. But they were in Halo and all this big stuff. Well, I'm on Twitter earlier this week, and I see Nick Rich on. He retweets the Pioneers and he says, "There's a lot of goats on this board." Yep. I'm like, what is this? So I click on the tweet, and the Pioneers have a whiteboard with about 30 names on there, and there's people Twitter handle.
Yep.
And I'm just reading through it, and I'm like, "Holy crap! My Twitter handle's on there." And I was like, "What does this mean?"
Yeah.
There's 30 other people. I don't know if I have my hopes too high. I don't want.
They could just be trying, and not to get your hopes up or anything, but I know you're somewhat realistic person, so they could just be putting names on there to put names on there that are familiar. I hope something comes of it for you, but I did go and find that.
You found it?
I found it yesterday after we got back from our walk. I was like, I'm going to see this for myself. And it's on there, spelled right and everything. It's you. It is. It's you. It even has the @ symbol in front of it.
Yep.
But that's cool, though, that there's someone out there, though. Of course, it was Nick, of course.
Right, yeah.
But that's still thought cool. Of that thought of you.
Yeah. I'm still honored to be on there. And
absolutely. That even someone thought of you.
I crossed their mind at some point.
Yes,
I'm just like, that's great. That's great.
Exactly. So, I would be elated if I was you, of course. That's awesome.
I'm excited, but I'm realistic. Maybe it's a competition to see who their next content creator is going to be. Maybe it's, they just want to be like, hey, we want to get all these people together and hang out. Or maybe it's like, we want to do a tournament.
And have send you a custom koozie.
A custom koozie.
That says KC Pioneers. Pioneers. Whatever comes of it, it still is cool that your name's up there.
Yeah,
it's cool, man. On a local.
And frankly, I haven't been streaming a whole lot lately. I need to get back into, because you're on me, okay? You're on to me about streaming.
I've told you on this podcast at least twice, man. I want to see you stream more, and I just do, man.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and
I know it's tough, dude, because I was never on the level of quality that you're on now, but I hammered on streaming for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Every freaking day except for Sundays, basically. Mm-hmm. I'd miss the occasional Saturday, but about 2-3 hours a day every night when I got home from work, and I got rated a few times, which was like so energetic, and like it like gave me more motivation, but it got also to the point where, dude, I feel like I'm not enjoying the game and playing with a friend of mine or a friend. It's like it's work now. Like I gotta get home and start the stream up.
That's kind
at
of
7:00 or whatever time it was.
And that's the thing is I want to be in the right headspace where I'm like, I'm gonna play a video game, might as well stream it. And I need to get in the mindset too that I don't have to put on an act. I don't have to act happy if I'm not happy. I don't have to be this.
You should never put on an act because people see right through it.
Right? Yeah.
People see right through it.
And dude, it's tiring putting on an act. Whether you're streaming or like just talking to somebody. Like if you're not happy, it's okay not to be happy.
Right.
But anyways, that's kind of the gaming. That's the gaming segment. But
I think you know what I'm gonna bring up.
Dab on him.
And it is controversial on really social media. It's a little bit on kind of the news, but it's mainly social media, and it is a big controversy that people still are talking about, and it's been like 3-4 weeks now since this has happened. But if you are on TikTok at all, you know who this guy is, Andrew Tate. Mm-hmm. You know who he is. If He was on TikTok. He doesn't even have his own TikTok account.
He got banned off TikTok.
Well, his likeness and hashtags of Andrew Tate got removed. Like you cannot have it on TikTok. He did not have a TikTok account.
Oh,
so basically, how Andrew Tate, if you know who Andrew Tate is, you fine. But I'll kind of give a little background. Andrew Tate he was a former kickboxing champion or something.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And basically what he does now, he's just basically an entrepreneur. And
he was on Big Brother for a season. Then he got kicked off.
Yeah, he was on Big Brother for a little bit. And I had no idea who he was until about 3-4 months ago, until I started seeing him on TikTok. And basically, his Instagram was really popular, I guess, for quite some time, like Dan Bilzerian, posting, $1 million lifestyle with a bunch of hot women and stuff. He was kind of like that guy on Instagram. But he really got famous is he's snoring.
Yeah,
he's snoring.
Chris is over there.
He's just snoring, man.
He's dreaming of puppies.
Good. But he got Tom Segura. You know who Tom Segura is?
I don't know.
He's one of the most popular comedians of our time and today. He's like top 5. You got Bill Burr, Tom Segura, Burt Kreischer.
If I saw him, I think I probably would.
So Tom
recognize him.
Segura has 2 really popular podcasts. One's called Two Bears, One Cave that he does with Burt
I know you're talking
Kreischer.
about. He's bald and has a beard.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. I know you're talking
And
about.
I think he's really good. I don't care for his stand-up per se, but I like his persona on his podcast.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he has another podcast. I forget the name of it, but he does it with his wife. Well, Andrew Tate was on that podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was pretty these things that he said basically went viral, but they were freaking hysterical also.
Oh, really?
I think Andrew Tate's hilarious.
Yeah.
But the reason that there's so much controversy about Andrew Tate is because people think he's misogynistic and this and that against women. But really I believe that Andrew Tate is a big advocate for men and actually like teenage boys who struggle with their masculinity or confidence level or discipline. That's how I view him. And I also think he's freaking hysterical.
Yeah.
Like he marketed himself so good to get famous. I mean, he did such a good job with that. I'm not saying like his stuff isn't controversial. I'm just saying like people like when you watch it on TikTok, they're taking snippets of podcasts that make him sound so bad.
Out of context.
Oh yeah, it's completely out of context. Then you go listen to the I did it. I went and listened to these podcasts. I'm like, that's not what he was saying. So I don't know. I know I texted you a week ago or something. I said, have you heard this Andrew Tate guy? And I don't know if you did or didn't, but I think you did a little bit of research on him. I think the guy did not deserve a ban. He didn't deserve a ban off Instagram. Nothing on his Instagram was good, or was good.
Was good. Gotcha.
Was bad to like instigate a ban. They're saying he's full of hate speech and stuff, but I think a lot of the stuff he says is being realistic. There's if you actually go and listen to these podcasts that he's on, listen to what he has to say. I believe that he truly can help a lot of teenagers, particular boys, and men in their 20s, and I guess even their 30s now. And he's 35 years old, so he is at an age where he's relatable to a lot of these guys. But it's like people reach out to him that are struggling with depression, suicide, whatever, and he tries to motivate them. And a lot of his motivation is suck it up, buttercup, and hit the gym. That's his big one. It's like hit the gym. Like you and me and Maddie were talking yesterday. We were at the park, and dude, make your body suffer to build your mental state up. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on him. As far as being misogynistic or any way like that, I don't view it that way. I view him as he's got a voice for a lot of young men out there that feel like the masculinity is being taken away. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think a lot of his stuff is taken out of context. Like seriously, like I'm not like one of these dudes out there that's like a big supporter of the guy. I'm seeing what has happened and I'm listening to what he's saying, and I'm like, I think people are kind of over. They're exaggerating. Like this is totally like exaggerating. Like I think like the stuff he says, man. I think that half the shit he says is like a joke. Like he's just being funny. Like and people are like taking it way out of context. You know what? It's really hilarious too. He's on podcasts. He's got no shirt on.
Yeah. Smoking a big old cigar.
He's got a whiskey in the other hand, or he's on his yacht or on a big, I don't know if it's his yacht, but on a boat, and he's got nunchucks. He's got nunchucks, and he's got a cigar in his mouth. He's like, I think that's hysterical, man. That's pretty funny. And I think he's literally doing it not because of his ego or to make him look like I think he's doing it to be kind of funny.
Yeah,
I really believe
he's doing it on purpose.
I think he's doing it on purpose to be kind of funny, but also to kind of market himself in a sense too. There is the he's not on TikTok as much anymore, but occasionally he'll come across like some videos get through, I guess, or something. Like he's on like a yacht or something down in I guess he's from Romania, or he lives in Romania, and that's where he does a lot of business with like casinos and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's down there on a yacht or something, and these guys pull up on a jet ski or something, and they were playing his theme song. So have you heard this? So he's got.
Is it for Hustlers University?
No, I got it on Spotify actually. We'll listen to it after the podcast, or on the way to the movie theater or whatever. I don't know how we're getting there, but anyway, and he's got this theme song. Well, there's this guy who has created videos on GTA 5.
Okay.
And they made an Andrew Tate likeness. And one of the big things about Andrew Tate is he's got a Bugatti, as he says. Hey, a Bugatti, or you got
a baguette, piece of bread.
Yeah, baguette. And he's got this Bugatti, and his line is, people give me hell all the time and shit all the time, but what color is your Bugatti? He says things like that.
Gotcha.
Well, Andrew Tate's likeness has got a character on GTA 5. He's got a Bugatti, and Andrew Tate just goes around punching people. And like the caption would be like, Andrew Tate hears that you skipped leg day or something, and then here comes his likeness pulling up, playing this music. Then he comes over and just smacks you and punches you. It's just funny, man.
In GTA?
Yeah, it's all in GTA. It's funny. You should guys check out some of the clips. I don't know, man. I find humor in it. I don't find hate in it. I find humor in it, and I think he's totally taken out of context. Now, after his official ban, he did post a video, and I don't know what social media he posted it to, but I saw clips of it on TikTok, basically explaining why I've said what I've said and this and that. And I thought he was very cordial about it. He was very intelligent about explaining himself. I don't really feel like he needed to explain himself, but he did. And it wasn't like an apology or anything. I don't think he has anything to apologize for. I really don't. I think the guy's funny.
Yeah.
I think he's like half comedian in a sense. But Tom Segura and his wife, that podcast is really the one that put him on the map as far as like streamlined social media. So I don't know, man. And then there's like people out there who have said that, like women who've come forward, or a woman who's come forward and said he's like a bad guy and this and that. But then that actual woman came forward and said, I did not come forward. He's a totally nice guy. He's a gentleman. I felt protected. He's a masculine man. So my big thing is, I feel like with this Andrew Tate now getting banned, I feel like, I don't know, debatable topic, but I feel like there's like a battle out there against masculinity. I really do.
Okay.
I really do. And I'll tell you why. I read articles, I read headlines every day. Every morning I read what's going on in the morning news. And I stumbled across this one, and it kind of was disheartening. I didn't really care for it, but the organization PETA. And
Are you putting your reading glasses
I am.
on?
I put my glasses on so I can read the stupid
You're only
thing.
a month out of 30, man.
I know, man. But so PETA is a highly influential organization, and has a lot of influence, has a lot of followers, we'll say. But this really isn't being against PETA in a sense. But last week, PETA declared that meat-eating men should be banned from having sex because eating animals is a trait of toxic masculinity. This is an official statement. The animal rights group pointed out that, and now this is saying what's going on. The animal rights group pointed out that scientific research has revealed that men caused 41% more greenhouse gas emissions than female counterparts and should have to face the consequences.
By not having sex.
That's where we are at in today's world.
Yeah.
Am I not allowed to eat a freaking chicken leg anymore?
Well,
without being a toxic. This is a multi-million-dollar organization that has a lot of influence. This isn't Addison Rae on TikTok or Greta Thunberg. You shouldn't eat meat, damn it. No, this is PETA about toxic masculinity.
Yeah. So as far as the PETA goes, a lot of people, almost everybody I talk to thinks PETA's is BS.
This is laughable to me.
That's a laughable head. Yeah,
but it's true.
I think
this is what's happening.
I think anybody who's capable of critically thinking would read that headline and be like, "This is horrible." Like, how did that even go across the cutting room floor?
Right.
And make no. I don't really give much credence to PETA because I just don't. I think PETA is so full of crap. I think PETA, about PETA.
like, why would you say something that's stupid though? Like, don't eat meat because it's a big trait of toxic masculinity, and 41% of men are contributors to greenhouse gases. Well, yeah. I don't know, man. It just this is the kind of world we live in.
So,
where I'm just the fight against masculinity is I don't think there should be a fight, but there is one. But I just don't agree that there should be one. I don't understand it.
Okay.
I don't understand it. Men are men and women are women, and they work together into something that's so fluid and beautiful. But nope.
Yeah.
Masculinity and
eating meat
and eating meat. Sorry,
that headline just doesn't.
Sorry, we're gonna talk
sense.
bad about him. I just don't understand.
No,
it.
okay. So, I didn't know who Andrew Tate was until the controversy happened, and then I saw people make jokes and be like, "Oh, Andrew Tate's now banned from McDonald's because he was getting banned from a bunch of stuff," as a joke.
Sure.
And so I saw him trending on Twitter, and I was like, I don't know the guy, so who cares? And then he said he wanted to talk about him, so I did do a little research because I didn't know who he was. So he was banned off of YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, like all the.
Technically, he
all
wasn't
the big social
banned
medias.
on TikTok because he didn't have an account.
But
he didn't have an account.
Yeah, but you can't really talk about him, I guess, or
Right.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you explained, so
It's toxic when
You
he's
talked
on
about
there.
it before that he has been accused of being sexist and misogynistic. He, based on what I read, is he doesn't think depression is real, which I don't know if I agree with. There have been some recent studies done about depression and how it's not solely focused, not solely contributed to a chemical imbalance. That's part of it, but there's a lot more that goes into it. So he did appear on InfoWars, I think, with Alex Jones, which I'll just throw this out there about that stuff.
Did he show up? I don't know if he did.
That's what I read. That's what I saw in the
I
article.
don't think he did, but okay.
Okay. So he's controversial. He says he said a lot of controversial things. I think he does play into the comedic side of things because here's the thing about comedy. People really love a funny person, I think, and that creates more.
He doesn't come across as silly, though. He's not silly.
So I watched the podcast he did with the man and his wife.
Yep.
I also watched the one he did on Barstool.
Yeah, he did one on
Dave
Barstool.
Portnoy,
Yep.
which is interesting. And he will say things that you're like, yes. He'll be like, if a woman's out to date with me, she's not going to pay for her food.
Right.
He's going to be a total gentleman about it. But then he'll say something that is like, I don't know. So, for instance, one of the big controversies he had was that he said, I have it right here. So on Twitter, he said, if you put yourself in a position to be raped, you must bear some responsibility. I'm not saying it's okay you got raped. No woman should be abused regardless. However, with sexual assault, they want to put zero blame on the victim whatsoever. Now, that's controversial, and I don't necessarily agree with that.
He has explained that.
Yeah.
He has come out and been like, I'm not blaming women for rape. I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah,
I just want you to know I'm not arguing with you.
No.
I'm just trying to state facts here.
Yeah.
He did come out and say I was not meaning to say that women are the reason that they're getting raped. I'm saying women shouldn't be going out at 2 a.m. on walks and in dark neighborhoods and stuff like that. They need to protect themselves. They need to be mindful. They can't be so naive to go out to think that there's dangerous people out there that want to rape.
I mean, I don't even go for walks at 2,
I don't either. But in New York City, it might happen. I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm just saying that's kind of. I'm paraphrasing, of course, what he said, but he has basically said something along those lines, like, dude, like that's not exactly what I meant. I'm saying it's, and he had like a good like metaphor or like example of what he meant. Like, I won't do this because of this. It's like, why would women go out on walks by themselves when they know that there's a risk of this happening? And I think he was a little bit. That statement that he made on Twitter, oh yeah, dude, totally can be taken the wrong way. Totally can be taken the wrong way.
It was, yeah, he had to explain. I mean, I didn't know that he explained it.
Yeah, he has.
But even then, I think it boils down to like, I don't know. I think it's complicated, but I don't really agree with his statement on Twitter that he did. Also, on one of the podcasts, he
he
said
shouldn't have tweeted that.
Yeah, right. Well,
Long story short.
in one of his podcasts, he also said, I think it was one with Dave Portnoy. He said that if he's in a relationship with a woman, he's okay. Like if he sleeps with other women, that's fine. But if his partner sleeps with other men, that's a deal breaker.
Right.
And that's
and
he did talk about how if a woman has an OnlyFans, that part of her earnings should go to the man because she's the man's property. And I don't agree with that. And I don't agree with...
I wouldn't be dating a woman who had an OnlyFans anyway.
Yeah, and that's a personal choice, and that's fine. That's totally fine,
right.
You know? But I don't agree with the notion that a woman is a man's property. I think that's a very old... I think he's very old school in his thoughts. I think his idea of a woman being a man's property is something that maybe was around in the 50s, 60s, you know, maybe...
Separate beds.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
Like Pleasantville.
What?
Pleasantville with Tobey Maguire? You ever see
No,
Pleasantville?
I never saw it.
So I don't agree with that. But so what I'm saying is he will say things that you're like, absolutely yes, like treat a woman right. She shouldn't have to pay for, like I should be able to take care of my woman.
Yeah.
But then he'll say things like, but a woman is a man's property. I don't
agree
with
that's what
that.
I'm saying. Like there's certain things where you're kind of like, dude, hell yeah, thanks for saying that. You know, but then, and it's like, ooh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
And you brought up the idea of, or the fact, the reality that he lives in Romania. So did you know what he said about moving to Romania?
Well, he has more freedom there.
He said he has more freedom
of business.
One of the things he says is probably 40% of the reason he moved to Romania was because I think he insinuated this, it was easier to evade rape charges. That they're a little more lenient when it comes to things like that. Well, you said before where there's smoke, there's fire.
Sure.
And, you know, Tate may have insinuated that, maybe, and you said he came out to explain it, about how a woman might bear some responsibility for maybe being ignorant or something of being raped because maybe they're going
I think it goes both. It could be men too. I think it goes both ways.
So currently he is under investigation in Romania. His house was raided because there were reports that there was an American woman being held at the property.
Yeah.
And right now there's no investigations.
Yeah, no one found anything.
So the investigation, there's no charges or anything, but there's an ongoing investigation of potential human trafficking and rape allegations. And like I said, nobody's been charged or arrested, but that investigation is still ongoing. And to me, if he has the idea that women should be partially responsible for sexual assaults, then in putting themselves in that situation, then him being put in this situation is totally on him, you know?
Sure.
And I know you said...
Would I be partially responsible if I got killed on my motorcycle?
It depends. Did you wear a helmet?
A helmet's not always going to save me.
It might.
Oh.
Were you wearing your leathers?
They were assless. I'm just... See, you can say that too, like... Okay, well, you should have been riding a motorcycle.
Well,
idiot.
To me, riding a motorcycle isn't the same as getting raped.
No shit.
And I think,
but
and that's why this guy's controversial because he says stuff.
Yeah.
That he has to then go on to explain. And I do agree to some extent that some things are taken out of context. I mean, people take things out of context. I mean, that's why like I don't really watch the news because. Every news station has an agenda. They want to appeal to people's emotions because when people, when they get their emotions hit, they act emotionally and it's not smart, you know?
Yeah.
And, these news stations like Fox, CNN, MSNBC, they know who they're pandering to. They know their crowd. So they're going to try to get an emotional reaction. And like I said, I think some of the stuff that Tate says is like, yeah, absolutely. But there are some ideas I just don't agree with. But now we come to the idea of censorship. So you can disagree with somebody, but and I'm not a Jake Paul fan right now, at least.
I don't know why anyone would be.
Or Logan Paul. Yeah, no,
either
I
of
know.
them. Either
but
of them.
I kind of go with the right now, based on what I know about Andrew Tate and the research I've done, and what's going on, is sure it's controversial, but should he have been banned? I think it was Logan Paul or Jake Paul who's like. I don't agree with his maybe views on women and the things he said, but but he probably shouldn't have been banned from those places because of censorship.
Right.
So I Googled what censorship is. And censorship is the suppression or prohibition of any parts of books, films, news, etc. that are considered obscene, politically unacceptable, or a threat to security. So it really brings up an interesting...
Completely unacceptable. See, that's so general.
Politically unacceptable.
Oh, politically. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think I said?
Completely unacceptable.
No. So it's interesting. I mean, people can have controversial opinions. That doesn't mean they should be silenced. And I will say this about Tate too.
Mm-hmm.
You were right. After he got banned, he did come out and say pretty much what he said was he's sorry that things he said were interpreted that way, but he stands by what he said.
Sure.
And and when he gets called out, he's an accountable person. I think he's an accountable person. He just has some controversial views, and it's okay. Like, you know, we've already kind of got a little deep here, but you know, should we silence people who we don't agree with, or who, no, who don't echo groupthink or something? Like, it's such a difficult time right now with social media and stuff. And one thing that I've kind of realized lately is that a lot of people are just he's snoring.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just stupid. When it comes to news stations, a lot of people will just watch one news station and eat it up. And I'm stupid too, but when it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to stuff like that, like, if something is true, no matter where you read it, they'll all pretty much say roughly the same idea, about something. And that's the thing, is you can't trust one news station to tell you how things are. You should check it out for yourself, and that's why, like, talking about Andrew Tate, this stuff that I brought up, they're just facts and they're things he said.
Right.
It's not, and I can have my opinion about it. And, you said that he came out and kind of tried to explain things. And I think it's okay. It should be totally fine to have different opinions. Should it be censorship? I don't know. I don't know. Should he have been banned? I don't know. That's above my pay grade. But it just raises an interesting issue. Big
deal is, why was his Instagram banned? That's what I want to know. I checked it out before the ban, and there was there was nothing controversial.
Gotcha.
There was like no nudity. I mean, there was nothing controversial on his Instagram.
Probably they just maybe they just didn't want to be affiliate. Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, he brought Instagram a lot of
traffic.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
it's just one of those people.
And that's one of the reasons I did read that he did get banned, was because maybe a threat to security, which is what censorship is. But that he was a threat to security, maybe because you hit the head on the nail. You hit the nail on the head. A lot of young men look up to him, because he seems to empower men.
Yeah, he seems to.
And I'm all for empowering, but not at the cost of other people, And I believe in strong women, and like I said, a lot of his stuff is controversial. So
he's got a lot of haters, man. Got a lot.
Well, who doesn't these days?
Well, I think when there's, especially in media and social media, when you see, we'll say Andrew Tate's a man. We'll say a man, as an example, is very, I should say, dominant alpha male type, very masculine type.
Yeah.
They are immediately shunned. It seems they immediately got haters, and and usually those type of men are very convicted. They're deep into their convictions. They're very disciplined type, and people don't like them. It's like they're intimidated by them. They're scared of them. So people lash out, and men and women will lash out and hate speech and against them, and this and that. But I'm like, it's kind of like a dog. You're walking by someone's yard. Nice. You're walking by somebody's yard. That dog's going to start barking at you, and growling at you and stuff. Well, I don't think it's necessarily because the dog wants you to go away or is guarding anything. I think it's because the dog's scared.
Yeah, it could.
Intimidated.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that's the same way with people.
Yeah,
I feel like it's the same with people. They get intimidated, and they get like they feel. I mean, I don't know. I don't.
I kind of agree with what he said about to help you kind of get out of a funk, doing some sort of physical activity is good. I mean, I'm a big guy, but the times that I've worked out, like I felt great afterwards. I felt energized, and it's been great. So I agree with that, but I don't agree with depression not being real.
I guess I haven't heard him say that, so I would need to
See,
to look that up. I mean, it's not like I don't believe you. I just want to hear it from myself.
No. That's exactly what we should do. That's when someone tells you something,
right.
Look it up for yourself. And you know, I think God gave us a lot of gifts that we should use. I think He gave us the ability to reason, the ability to critically think, the ability to use both of those abilities to find truth. And I think not using those things to figure something out is wrong. Maybe
this isn't just maybe a conversation about Andrew Tate. Maybe this is just a conversation about us as people, as far as how we react to things we don't agree with going on in the world. I mean, there's so much stuff that people say, people close to me, that I do not agree with them at all, and I keep my mouth shut. I think you can pretty well assume what my beliefs are and this and that, but just by how I act, but not necessarily by what I say, because you got the judgment there and you got the assumptions there. But I think people's words are like, they listen to them at face value way too much.
Yep.
And they get way too offended, man. Like, come on, dude, I'm joking. I'm not being as serious as you think I am, or you the other day, I was just teasing this guy at work or something. And I said, "Where'd you get those glasses?" And I said it just like that. And he's like, "What's wrong with my glasses?" I didn't say there's anything wrong with your glasses. Yeah. I'm just asking him where you got them. And see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I was going to make fun of his glasses just because we're riffing. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And but he immediately was like, "What's wrong with my glasses?" I didn't say there's anything wrong with your glasses, man. You know, that's a dumb example, right there. Maybe kind of
no.
But
I think it's. Sorry, go ahead.
Let's not necessarily listen to. I don't know. We need to have a good balance of what you say and how you say it, and those two things get swapped all the time and taken out of context all the time. And I feel like that happened a lot with Andrew Tate in many ways. But when it comes to Twitter, though, you got to be careful with what you put on Twitter, though, because what you read that he said there, dude, can completely get taken out of. He should not have tweeted that. I mean, I don't believe that's actually fully what he believes. That's my personal opinion. However, try explaining that now. You've already said what you had to say. Mm-hmm. Twitter is what did Elon Musk say? Twitter is like the city playground or something or whatever. I forget how he said it.
It's so easy to. It's when you're reading words, you apply your own meaning to those words, so it's hard to read intent. And I think this is pulling up the old school. Okay, I think George Bush once said that we often like to judge ourselves by our intentions and other people by their actions.
Sure.
And you can't read a person's intention when they put a tweet out. You talk about it. I think you're absolutely right. I think this is a conversation about the world we live in, and I think social media has played such a huge role in our society today. It's enabled groupthink, which, if you don't know what groupthink is, it's when everybody starts thinking the same thing because it's what's considered right at that time, you know? So you brought up Twitter. So there's this guy in game called Jake Lucky. They call him Jake Sucky. He's a funny guy, I think. And he reported on this gentleman who was streaming, and he got
report on this gentleman.
Gentleman,
where's your monocle at?
And people got mad because they're like, Jake, why'd you report that? Like, report actual news. And I was just like, I made a tweet, and I said, it's crazy that people I said, Jake is a gaming reporter, so he's going to report on the games.
Is that dude? Dude, probably 20. He's got the longer hair now.
Yeah.
I like that dude.
I like that guy too. And I got so much hate for putting that tweet out. They started making fun of my profile picture. They started making fun of my head for being like a bowling ball, at which I didn't take that personally, but I mean,
that is actually funny.
I know that is funny. But dude, they were attacking me. They would go to my profile and they read my bio, and in there I have something that says passionate gamer because I'm a passionate gamer.
Right.
And they're like, bro has passionate gamer in his bio, and they made so much. They made fun of me so much, and I said, it's funny. It's interesting that you have to attack me personally to try to get under my skin, because that tells me is that they have no rebuttal against what I said. That what I said could have been true. It just hurt their feelings. They didn't like it.
They're lashing out. I think, like I just said, people lash out when they're intimidated.
Twitter is the comfortable place for keyboard warriors. You can say whatever you want without hardly any repercussions.
Cowards.
Yeah, I agree. And Twitter and social media, I think they do great things. They allow us to stay in touch with people. I mean, Twitter allows us to we can talk to Elon Musk, we can talk to Mark Cuban, we can tweet at them and maybe get a response.
Yeah, we're going to dinner next week.
Yeah, that's exactly right. He's going to be a sponsor for.
Yeah, Elon Musk condoms next.
They're electrifying.
Oh,
damn, Bonnie.
Shoot a flame.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. But anyways, but social media is like a double-edged sword. I think we've said this on podcasts before. It can do great things, but what it also does is allow people who are ignorant and don't critically think to come together and be like, oh, other people think the same thing. Then it's validating my idiocracy, I guess, and just like maybe cancel culture is a thing, like Gina, the girl from she was a UFC fighter, she was in The Mandalorian, Toronto or something.
She's now working for the Daily Wire.
So maybe she said some controversial things, and the thing that did it she put up a post about the Holocaust and Jews or something, and people misinterpreted it, and then she had to come out and explain it, which is you got to be. Dude, you got to be careful on social media because people are going to interpret the way they want to. But what I'm saying is people try to cancel other people because they don't like what they have to say. So here's the reasoning is you said something I don't like, so I'm not going to not support you. I'm going to make it to where nobody else can support you.
I'm going to hate on you.
And it's so ridiculous.
It's okay not supporting people. It's just the lashing back and the hate speech that comes back. Dude, there's just... I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of people should just be silent about stuff. There's so much I hear that I do not agree with.
Yes,
okay.
The thing is, I think our culture today is like, oh, if you don't agree with somebody, you have to attack them and you have to try to change their mind.
But you won't.
A lot of people won't change their mind. A lot of people maybe don't listen to reason or aren't rational or something. Even with when they're presented with facts or hardcore truth or something, facts and I don't agree with the fact that that if you don't agree with somebody, then they need to be off of the social media or you need to I hate that. And what I hate even more is that these companies pander to that. Mm-hmm. They cancel people because they think the majority of people don't because they don't agree with them.
4% of Twitter users are hating on it,
and because they're the loud minority or something,
Yes,
and
that's a good way to put it.
You know how I protest things? I just don't support it. I don't go out there and start a campaign and be like, oh, we need to totally not do Jack Daniel's whiskey anymore because they dropped their alcohol content and raised prices. Like, I just be like, I'm not going to buy that anymore.
Well, it's like people who write bad reviews, like on Yelp and stuff like that. I only believe in writing reviews that are good. I write reviews only if they're good.
Good.
Because if I don't like something, I just ain't going to use it or go back to it. It's no big deal. There's not going to get my business. And I feel like that's a lot of the same way there.
Yeah, and now we have this mob mentality too where people are human, man. They're going to make mistakes. And I think, something I do admire about Andrew Tate is that when he's made a mistake, he's like owned up to it. I feel like,
I feel like he has
even with
to.
his tweets, just what we were talking about, he said like, "I'm sorry they were interpreted that way," because he probably knows I probably shouldn't have even tweeted that in the first place. So man, this has turned into a deeper conversation, but it's a conversation we wanted to have, I think. But
I definitely wanted that because I wanted your take on it, and then two, Andrew Tate. I mean, he's still even like 3-4 weeks after the ban, he's still really relevant.
Mm-hmm.
and I still try to keep track of what's going on with them just because of my curiosity.
And people can say stuff you don't agree with, like it's okay to have disagreements and stuff, you know. Like I said,
totally
like I said, I don't agree with some of the stuff he said, you know, but
I really
my
actually
thing is I just wouldn't listen to him then, you know, like I don't have to, you know, like unfollow him on Twitter or something.
Yeah,
like I don't know, it's. And I really think all this stuff is because there's a rise in popularity of social media. Right. And it makes it easier for people to gang up on people. It makes and people's voices can be heard, which, you know, that's one of the nice things about social media is like maybe, you know, people who are disenfranchised or looked down on can actually have a voice. But at the same time, it allows people to just mob somebody that they don't like or something, you know, or like when those people on Twitter attacked me, like I kind of had to distance myself from it. I thought about deleting the tweet, but then I started, I know, but then I started seeing people actually support me and what I said, and I'm like, so, you know, like people actually, okay, there are people on Twitter who actually do reason and critically think, you know, so
I think there's more people that are reasonable than haters.
That's a good point.
I think they're just not, their voice isn't as heard. They're not as
because they don't care. They don't care about like the canceling people. They
don't let other people really affect the way they live their life. But I will say this, especially on social media, and especially the world that we live in right now with media, I guess. I've been saying this since I was in high school, and I have a lot of experience with this because, but influence. I believe that every human being has a superpower. I truly believe it, and I believe that's influence. 100%. There's people listening to this that might think that they don't have a lot of influence in this life, and a lot of pull. That's bull crap. Everyone has influence. We are such. As human beings, we can fall under influence, and whether good or bad, especially bad, so easily. So the individuality of a lot of people, I really believe is, in many ways, leaving. Individuality, I mean, like critical thinking is what I mean to kind of say.
And that's the thing too is you maybe alluded to it earlier, but it's almost like if you voice your opinion, if you don't want to get your life ruined, you have to agree with what everybody else says. You know, and that's absolutely
more followers
ridiculous.
than leaders. You know, there's I think we need to take leadership, and I'm not saying leadership over other people. You need to start by taking leadership over your life, over yourself. And when you conquer that, when you look at yourself critically, then you won't be as critical as other people. My opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's just self-discipline. It's just mental discipline of like, I don't take myself so seriously, and when it comes to a lot of what other people say, it doesn't affect me. I don't really take it too seriously. So, I don't know, man. I think a lot of this stuff and how you're influenced, how easily you're influenced, and how offended you get, or whatever you want to call it, how triggered you get, has to do a lot with self-discipline.
And maybe part of it too
is being okay with yourself.
Is that people get offended now and they don't know how to act. So
other than just hate speech back.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can have you can disagree with people, and you should be able to have a reasonable argument as to why you disagree. But a lot of people, you know, it's just the culture we live in. And I think, you know, our generation, you got to think too, the internet, social media as we know it hasn't been around. It came out Facebook came out in 2004. So it hasn't even been 20 years.
It got really popular in 2008.
So right now, we are trying to figure out how to navigate this new digital world we live in with like things like censorship and how to deal with certain things. You know, I'm interested to see how our kids act around it.
I highly recommend that
everybody has no kids.
Just get a dog.
Yeah.
Name it Cruz. Little Cruz. He's the dog. Kind of looks like Rosie sometimes, but that's okay. Rosie O'Dowd. I highly recommend that some people out there need to turn off notifications on their phone.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
that was one of the best things that I ever did for myself. Seriously, was turn notifications off on. I did it on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. I still have notifications up for Facebook, and the only reason is because I don't really get any.
And part of it too boils down to the person's discipline,
right?
Too, you know.
And well, this is going back to 3 podcasts ago with when Lindsayano Shulipano was on, and we were talking about dating apps and stuff. Well, I had at the beginning of this year, I had like 3 or 4: Tinder, Bumble, Facebook, dating. Yeah, I think that was it. Well, I got rid of all of them. And the reason being is because it was such a distraction, man. Like you're bored, you pull up your phone, you see the Bumble app, you click on it. It's no different. You see the Facebook app, let's click on it. You see the TikTok app, you click on it. And was like I would say really a New Year's resolution. I don't really believe in those because no one ever holds up to them. You should just be self-disciplined enough, no matter what time of year it is, to do what you want. And I told myself, back in January sometime, I need to slow down, or at least, the addiction of social media. It is an addiction. There's dopamine's released when you open freaking Facebook, or you hear that ding, that notification come on your phone.
Or when you get a like on your post or something.
Exactly. And you want to see how many people like it, and this and that. Like, this person liked it.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit who likes it?
Yeah.
The reason I post on Facebook, and it's really only photos, and lately it's been of cruise.
Cruise, yeah.
And because I want to look back 10 years from now, and I want to see those photos. Because I love how Facebook has memories, and you can go back and see those photos.
Yeah.
I don't care if anyone likes my photos. I appreciate it. I really do. That you like my dog. He's a good looking, he's a handsome dog. I'll give him that. But I just want to post it because I want to see that 3 years from now what he looked like and stuff like that. But
that's one of the ways social media reels you in.
Yeah.
So
if I want to see if there's anything new on Twitter or anything like that, I don't get notifications for it. I got to go find it. I got to take the time to do it. It's usually when I'm pooping is when I do it. But
and kind of going back to the censorship thing, companies have a right to do what they feel is right. It's just that
absolutely.
When it comes to like video sharing, YouTube has the monopoly. Like, who else is a rival? Well, now we're seeing other platforms rise up. Specifically maybe right wing oriented. Because I thought I read that Andrew Tate went to this other site, and I know a lot of people go to that site because there's like no censorship or something. So,
sure.
So we just.
Well, have you heard this too? So I follow a lot of outdoorsmen on YouTube. If you are listening, I'm sure you have heard of the Guggen Squad. They're an outdoorsman. They do hunting, fishing videos, stuff like that. I think they're a good group of guys. Well, a couple of the guys on the Guggen Squad did create their own social media website where they can post videos of no censorship when it comes to hunting and stuff like that. And that's just one example. I think a lot of people are, and YouTube has a lot of censorship. You can't even say the word gun on YouTube. You know that? Or you'll get demonetized. You have to say pew pew. So you have to say something other than the word gun. I don't even think you can say firearm. And of course, this video is going on YouTube. But I'm just,
son of a.
We just won't be able to monetize it.
I don't think we ever have we?
Nah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not, and I'll tell you what. The last 2 podcasts that we've done, I haven't really paid attention to the viewership or the listeners.
Well,
because I don't want it to be. I want it to be about you and me getting together and doing something together. I don't want it to be about the viewership and stuff. Yeah, we need to take steps to get maybe more popular and get our voice more out there. But I don't want to be that to be my driving force.
Well, we've said this many times. If it was just me and you who listened, we'd still listen to it.
I would still, and I have listened to our podcast. I'd listen to every single one of them. As soon as it's posted, I pull it up my next opportunity at the gym or whatever because I want to see how it sounds and see how I come across and you come across, of course. But I don't think too critically about it. I'm just like, this is us.
Honestly, the things I listen for is like, do we have echoes on the audio?
Yeah.
That's about it.
You're listening to quality. I'm more listening to the content, which is good. We got both of us doing something.
The yin and the yang.
Oh, sure. But I just it's just ridiculous. Like there was like a girl or no, there was this dude on Dr. Phil like a couple years ago who said he like wouldn't be friends with people because I don't have enough followers. Like super social media addicts and stuff like that. And I think subconsciously, millions of us as Americans, let alone North America, have that mindset. We just don't realize it.
You know what's crazy is I see like some of the most popular content creators, or what are the Instagram? What are they?
Instagram models.
No. What's the word you just
Influencers?
said? Influencers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do people find these people like influential and like this? I'm like, can't you see right through their crap?
There's people on TikTok that do like street interviews and stuff, and one is one that I follow the guy. He does street interviews where he just goes up to random people and asks them if they're happy or not. That's a good one. You should check it out. I'll maybe send you the link or something. But there's one on there where a woman goes, and dude, don't break my basement, dog. There's a guy, a woman goes around asking people what they do for a living, how much money they make, if they feel comfortable, and do they enjoy their job. A lot of people say, yeah, they're in their 20s. They're in their early 20s. Most generally, early to mid 20s. It's that Gen Z, whatever the generation. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, I'm an influencer. I'm a TikTok influencer. Like, that's what you do for a living? What? So you don't work, dude? These people, I've never heard of these people. I've seen these people do not make that much. They can't make a living off social media, but that's what their job title is. Well, that's what they do for a living. You'd be surprised. But I'm not saying like I follow YouTubers and I watch every single one of their videos.
Doc.
Of course, the Doc. I follow the Doc. I follow Sam, the cooking guy. Josh, whatever. He's also a cooking guy. They make a living off social media and sponsorships, of course, like that. And the Guggen Squad, Andrew Flair, Lunkers TV, and the list goes on. Uplander, and I started following Uplander because he's got a couple of French Britneys, and that he hunts with. So I follow these people, and I guarantee like 99% of the YouTubers that I follow or I'm subscribed to, that's how they make their living, and they have sponsorships and stuff like that.
You know what? Yeah,
but they have millions of. You know how hard that is, dude.
I just realized
we will never get to that level.
I
don't ever see us on that level. I think that'd be awesome.
That would be great, but
I would be elated. I mean, I don't know how many subs we have on YouTube right now. I don't care, but I say I don't care. I'm not saying it doesn't fully matter, dude. I'd be elated at 50, man. If there's 50 people out there that sub,
oh yeah,
dude, I don't even know, man. I'm trying not to pay attention to it because I don't want that to consume my daily. Let's see how much listeners we got. Let's see how many views we got. I don't want to be like that. Yeah, I'm not saying I will never. I guess I shouldn't say I completely don't care. I'm just saying I don't want to consume my mind. Because, dude, of course, we're small cakes compared to a lot of podcasters out there, especially even local Kansas City podcasters out there. But, dude, we're small cakes, man. Like, but I have put money into this podcast. You put time into this podcast. And great.
You know how much I've sacrificed? You know what that's from? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah. James Earl Jones, right?
Yeah.
The Pink Lantern.
The Pink Lantern.
But I just today was a hot day. It was a hot topic day. Kinda,
because
I think it was a good conversation.
I think it was a good conversation. I hope
some
it was.
People would be interested in listening to like maybe our thoughts. And
I know we did talk about some sensitive issues, like sexual assault and stuff, and that's that. I think heavy topics. Yeah,
heavier than what we're used to. What we usually do as far as our trip to Herman or something like that. But I think it was kind of time to maybe kind of touch on
the controversy,
a debate, some debate. Of course, you and me, I don't feel like we debate about things. I feel like you and me listen to each other pretty good. We both have our sides of things. I take something more seriously than you do, and vice versa.
And because we disagree, maybe on a couple things, I'm going to try to get you fired,
dude.
Yeah,
from Listen Dude podcast. No problem, man. This is making me any money. No.
But I think some of this stuff is important conversations to have.
We should have these conversations, and I think, and if people aren't having these conversations, then listen to people who are, and you can kind of gather your own opinion on it. And I've watched, listened to podcasts talking about Andrew Tate. We'll use them as an example. Andrew Tate as an example, or and it kind of helps me to kind of develop maybe my own opinion. I do not let those people necessarily influence what I believe. I want to listen to why or what people believe
Their
and
rationale.
why
Yeah.
they believe it.
Yeah.
You know, saying something wrong or saying something's right is one thing. Why? I want to know
That's
why.
exactly it. Yeah. You shouldn't let people tell you how you should feel, what to think, or anything like that. You should be able to feel how you want to feel and think how you want to think without repercussions in most cases.
And you said it earlier. Let's research this crap.
Yeah.
You know, let's think intelligently and methodically about things. But next, how much time we got? I noticed that
we don't have a time limit. We're at an hour 10. So
no, I just want to know where we're at. I just want to know where we're at. I know we don't have a time limit here, but anyway. So after this, we're gonna change. I'm gonna change something.
Yeah,
cool with changing
let's change it. Yeah.
After this, we are going to. Are we going to Jose Pepper or margaritas?
We're going to Jose Peppers, dude. I love Jose Peppers. We're going on a little. We're going on a little.
I know a bartender at margaritas,
dude. Jose Peppers.
He's a cool guy. Spencer, shout out, buddy.
Dude, Jose Peppers.
I'll take a couple Listen Dude stickers and I'll stick them right in the urinal.
We got a new logo. We got a new
logo.
logo.
Oh, yeah, we got a new logo.
We got a new logo.
Thanks to you, man. No, I think it looks good.
I did it on the train ride to
on the train ride from Herman to KC, there was a group of 4 women. And when it comes to this stuff, you need a woman's opinion. You really do. And I actually thought that what they had to say was thought out.
Yeah, oh yeah. They knew what they were talking about.
They knew what they're talking about. Like when it comes to like visual stuff, you need a woman's opinion. I mean, let's be realistic here. Cuz like this ape ain't, you know.
I just had like an all green logo.
Knuckles dragging and making a Shrek logo in this crap.
Knuckles dragging.
No, I really liked what you had to do with it. I will be I need you to send that I think you did actually. I think you sent it to me on Facebook or something, but I do want to get some stickers made of that. And I'm going to do it with the sticker people I use.
Okay.
So I want to get that done. I'm going to make them circular.
Yes.
And because we're on the same page.
That's exactly
because the logo is a circle. I want to make them circular.
And let's do it without the
logos,
without the social media tags on.
Yeah.
Which okay, so we just got done.
That's good for a profile.
We just got done bashing social media, but you have to have it nowadays if you have a business,
dude. Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Read us in the morning paper. Hey, have us on the AM radio, 701 station.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
No, it's just not.
I was going to say earlier, I think that this is a sign that we're getting old because we're like, these people can make a living posting photos, you know, on Instagram. Right. Whereas back in the day, you know that like people would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Hollywood and be an actor, Dad," and they're like, "Get a real job," you know.
Right.
So I think it's kind of changing times, because. I didn't know you could be.
I embrace it, though.
I didn't know you could be a millionaire by playing video games, and certainly some people in my family don't think like I can make a living. Maybe in that space
in the gaming industry.
Well, you certainly can now. You certainly can now,
dude.
Video games are like a $3 billion industry.
Right. Well, here's
maybe even more because real quick. I'm sorry.
Okay, no.
The video game industry makes more money than the movie industry and the music industry.
There's a bug in here. It's a bug in my beer.
There's a bug in my beer.
I remember I was gonna say, I'm 30 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not old, but
no.
I'm old enough to be out of
the loop
of social medias. I feel like I do a really good job though, as far as staying on the TikTok trends and stuff.
I mean, we still dab, dude, and that was like 5 years ago.
Try 6.
Whoa!
A Harlem Shake.
Oh my god!
The Harlem Shake?
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was some. Anyway, I feel like I stay up with a lot of TikTok trends, the trends and stuff on TikTok. I don't keep up with Twitter. I do not. I'm really bad at that. I open Twitter maybe like once every 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
That's an issue too. I'm sorry. The last heavy thing.
I will say this. I said I don't have notifications on Twitter. I get your notifications.
Thank
Twitter.
you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Because I want to see what you're saying. I missed where you got hate, though. I guess I missed that.
It wasn't an actual tweet as a response to a tweet, so maybe that's what it was. I responded to a tweet like in the little thread.
I feel like I keep up pretty good with what's going on, but again, I'm not 20 years old
and you shouldn't get your news from Twitter. Okay, listen.
No!
Don't get your news from Twitter. Okay,
no, absolutely not.
But hey, new logo.
Yes.
We're gonna get some stickers. We're gonna have an old high school buddy, Christian Willingham,
Oh,
on the
dude.
podcast.
We were talking about before we got on. I am really excited to have him on because I just haven't seen him in so while.
Yeah.
So Christian, I guess, I mean, I think he's only done like one stand up right now or so far or something like that. But I don't care. I want to get him on because I feel like I want this podcast supporting, at least to start supporting people here local in KC as far as they're just getting to stand up. They're doing local shows or I guess Christian, he's got a podcast too.
We need to get Jay Gray on too.
I would love to have Jay Gray on.
Old Joel.
I would love to have Jay Gray on.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to message him now too. But you
know what?
We have I've messaged quite a bit of people just to see if they'd ever be interested. I've not gotten a decline, I guess you can say.
You know what? We're a pretty good team. So I handle kind of like the
nerdy stuff.
And you're the guy who reaches out and gets,
I'll be the people
guests
guy.
lined up
I'll
for
be
us,
the people guy, but
I
feel like as far as guests goes, dude, we're good till the end of the year easily.
Oh yeah.
I got like 3 or 4 people that I can name that's like I've already talked to them.
Sweet. I'm excited.
But nothing's official yet.
Yeah.
But I've already told myself I want to get Christian on.
We also
ASAP.
Need to open up like a fund, to people can donate because I was out shopping with my soon to be wife the other day, and we were at Ross, and they had bar stools. How cool would it be to get rid of these and have 3 bar stools to get better mics, to get a better camera?
I want a freaking. I don't want a table in front of us.
Well, I kind of like it though. That's kind of our.
I
jam.
want a sectional with a coffee table. You like the table?
I think it's kind of our thing.
Okay. And no, I'm not disagreeing with you. But seriously,
I'm going to cancel you.
Yeah.
You disagree. But let's talk about our date today.
Okay, so our date today.
Podcast
we're going to go get some lunch. Some people call it a date. I don't know. Ask Melania. And then we're going to go to Jose. We're going to go see the re-release of Avatar 2009.
Ooh, 3D, baby.
3D. And it's a little man date today. It's a little boys' day,
dude. And then
not a little whoa! Don't take me out of context. It's a man date,
and it's gonna be like 2.5 hours. And then Chiefs play tonight.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
I know you don't care, but Chiefs play tonight. So I was trying to plan my day. I'm like,
so you're not going to be on game. You're not going to be on Gamer tonight.
Maybe it depends on how the game goes.
Dude, you won't be on.
I'll be on. I mean, it depends on how late you stay up. Because I'll be on after.
Dude, I can only go to like 9:30.
I know.
I've been up since 4:15 or something this morning, man.
Yeah.
I just can't go anymore.
Well, I'm excited to go see Avatar. It's gonna be like what's like 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh yeah.
The sequel comes out in December.
Yep. Wave the water.
Yeah, something like I think you're right.
The water people.
The water people. In the water.
We're in the water.
What you doing in me water?
What you doing in my water? Swim.
Swim. Hopefully, maybe next time we do a podcast, I can do a trick.
Do it right now. Do it right now. Send us out with a yo-yo trick because I think you're gonna screw it up. I have no confidence. We yo-yoed before the podcast, dude. You
couldn't even get it up.
No,
Jaron.
No. I freaking walked the dog, dude.
All right, here we go. Ready?
That's basic shit.
Okay, see that throw? That throw was off a little bit.
Because you're an amateur. You talk such a big game,
my
man.
knuckles on the ground.
Freaking ape.
All right, let's see here. All right, let me.
You're gonna screw it up.
Woo!
Not 100. That was pretty good though.
85.
I'll give you that. No, maybe 87. I'll give you as good as 87%. Good right there.
Hey, that's good. I like
that.
Let
me show Cruz right before we get off.
Let's show Cruz.
I'm going to take him up to... Oh, I'm sorry to wake you. I woke him up. Let me take him up to the camera.
Cruz here.
See him good?
He said, There he goes. All right. We'll see you next time.
See ya.